Alright, so before the video cut, I was talking about how this inequality, well, the position where this inequality, this inequality describes gets affected by alpha over 2. Well, this cosine value is given in the third quadrant, but this is for simple alpha. However, for the video cut, this came out like this. Well, dividing the three sides of the inequality by 2 to have the actual value of alpha over 2. So in this case, this pi to 3 pi over 2 got shrank to pi over 2 to 3 pi over 4, which in this case, this right here is second quadrant, right? So in this case, we're talking about pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. We're talking about this region. This time we're going to work in this region. So initially, we were working in this region in which alpha lies between pi and 3 pi over 2. So we need to shrink, in this case, this. So in this case, it's going to be worth to mention that cosine alpha here will be negative and sine alpha will be positive, because cosine represents the x, which is negative, and sine represents the y, which is positive in the second quadrant. So in this case, that's why we are going to take sine alpha over 2 for the plus sign. We're going to take the positive, for the plus minus sign, we're going to take the positive. So what's cosine? Well, cosine of alpha is given 1 minus cosine alpha, which is negative 3/5. Okay, and then divide that by 2. So what's this going to be? Well, that's big square root of 1. Okay, this is going to be 1/2 of 5 plus 3 over 5. Where did I get this from? Well, this is a denominator 5, this is a 1. 5 and 5 have the same denominator, and this becomes a plus 5 plus 3 over 5, and then this 2 is going to be a 1/2 over there. So that's 1/2 over times 5 plus 3, that's 8/5, and in this case that equals to let's see, what was this in? That's 2 times 5, that's a 10. Alright, 2 times 5, which is 10, but for some reason, oh, never mind, I don't need the 10. 8 over 2, that's 4 over 5. Which in this case, this is the square root of 4, which is 2, the square root of 5, which is the square root of 5. And you might want to rationalize this denominator. And that's a 2 root of 5 over 5. Final answer. Now let's do the same for cosine alpha over 2, but in this case, well, going back, cosine alpha over 2 is negative in this case. Right, cosine alpha over 2 is negative, so we're going to take the negative version of the formula for cosine alpha over 2, which is 1 plus cosine alpha over 2. All right, 1 plus cosine alpha, the whole thing over 2, and then negative the square root of 1 plus negative 3/5. And then divide that by 2. Okay, this is the same as the square root of 1/2. This 1/2 is coming from 1/2, and that's going to be 1 plus negative 3/5. So that's 1 minus 3/5. And well, this is 5 over 5, and that's going to be this time 5 minus 3, which is 2, well, 1/2 times 2 over 5, and in this case cancel out these 2's, giving us negative 1 over, well, actually negative square root of 1 over 5. And well, we need to simplify this a bit further into rationalizing. That's a negative square root of 1, which is 1, square root of 5, which is square root of 5. And if we rationalize this, this is going to be square root of 5 over the square root of 5. So this is going to be in the end negative square root of 5 over 5. Final answer. Alright, last but not least, so just to close this video, tangent of alpha over 2. Well, you might be thinking, do we really have to use this ugly looking formula? Well, not really. Not really, because keep in mind that tangent is the same as sine over cosine. In this case, alpha over 2, alpha over 2. Alright? And well, we know what the value of sine alpha over 2 is, which in this case is 2 square root of 5 over 5. And we know what the value for cosine alpha over 2 is. It's just right above. Negative square root of 5 over 5. Notice in this case we are dividing a fraction by another fraction. What do? Multiply by the reciprocal of the denominator, 2 root of 5 over 5 times, well, actually I'm going to put the negative in the front, 5 over root of 5. Alright, and in this case notice how many quantities actually cancel out. Right, actually we can cancel the square roots of 5 and the 5's, leaving us only with the number negative 2. And this is the end of this section. It's a good place to quit. I'll see you in the next video.